Hey guys, welcome back to another Q&A episode, number 4. Hey, look at that. We're just getting right through these. So excited. All right, you know what? Done. We're just going to do this. Rarachi, Ryan. That's a good start. Chocolate, strawberry, or vanilla? Strawberry. Neil of Awesomes wants to know, if you could change anything at Machinima, what would it be? You talking about just the way we do business? That's a great question. Off the top of my head, I would like to see us doing a better job of marketing ourselves. I don't think the world is very aware of who Machinima is or what we really do. I mean, like a lot of people in the industry do, but, you know, we're not exactly a household name or anything like that yet, so I'd like to see more of that. The Real Tamid, how do you feel about controversial reviewers like Jim Sterling? Jim's an interesting guy. I've met him a few times. He's actually really nice, very lovable, large British man. He has found a niche, and he's doing a good job of it. He's basically a professional troll, which is kind of cool. It's working for him. And while I may not always agree with a lot of his scores, for example, F.E.A.R 3, I thought he maybe scored it a little low. I think he kind of just exposes the silliness that is review scores in a lot of places where it's just a made-up number, and really, whether you like a game or not should not be based entirely on someone else's opinion. It's kind of backwards thinking. So he does a really good job of just pissing people off, and the more you feed him, the more powerful he gets. So keep that in mind. Divine Fat Elf, so far, what has been your best experience with the new PC? Just playing everything. Having the option to play games that are on a console on a PC. I know there's that kind of the general consensus that PC games are console-fied or whatever. At the end of the day, I have better control, and it just looks better on a 1080p monitor, and I'm enjoying that. That games look beautiful, much more than they did on my consoles. That and just I'm filling up my hard drive fast, which is a little scary that I could have so many games right there, and just at the touch of a button, boom, right up before. I mean, I could boot up a game quicker than it would take my console to boot up, which is fantastic. Malicious Hero, is there any big video project you would like to do? As in, bad example time, an inside gaming movie. I actually have a couple ideas for other shows I want to work on. Not to spoil anything too much, but I definitely want to do a more Machinima, like, narrative-focused show with puppets. Think about that. Jamie Craig, 1995, wants to know, PC or console? Oh, this lovely debate. Okay, so you probably think my answer is just going to be PC, but no, quite the contrary. I think consoles offer a lot that are very positive for people who can't afford a really expensive PC. PC gaming, a lot of people would like to argue that, oh, it's affordable, you can get a pretty good PC for under $500, $800, whatever. Still a lot of money. You can get a bare bones 360 for $200, and you can play Battlefield Bad Company on there. That's pretty good. Now, it might not play the same or as well as a console, but as well as a PC version, but consoles it's a good way to get everyone to keep playing games, and the more people playing games, the better. So it's kind of a dumb argument just because it's like inner fighting within nations, and we shouldn't have a civil war. We should all just work together and love all the time. Azim Durrani wants to know, here's a question. Do you think you could ever make it to the cover of a magazine or a video game box art? I'd rather not, just because I don't like gaming celebrity. I don't like people who flaunt that, like, ooh, look at me, I'm known for talking about video games. No, it's silly. Just be happy that people like what you do and be content with that. But God, somebody, one of you, please come into my home, sneak in at night, whatever, put a bullet between my two eyes. If you ever see me on a gaming cover with my arms crossed in a suit with like a title saying gaming's new voice, that'd be retarded. Edgar 12334, why did Valve make TF2 free to play? Maybe to compete with EA, or do they want to squeeze every profit possible in the game? The EA argument doesn't make a lot of sense, since they kind of partnered with them with TF2 and the console. I don't think they really hate each other because of this whole Steam debacle. But I was thinking about this very thing. Why is TF2 free now? I think the game hit its threshold. It's probably not making them the same profits off of sales that they were having before because everyone has already bought it. And ever since they introduced the Manco store, where you can do these microtransactions, they're probably making a lot more money off of that. So how do you get that out to the mass public and make a game like Team Fortress 2 profitable and find a way to keep paying those developers who are doing those free updates that we love so much? So it was just kind of a logical progression, and I'm just glad there's so many more people playing that game, because there's probably a lot of people turned off by it, but I think Valve has done a lot of really good little tweaks to the game to get people introduced using tutorials and stuff like that. So, and having bots and everything else, and now there's a lot more people for us all to kill who don't know what the fuck they're doing, so that's going to be amazing. W3C Films wants to know, do you think that F.E.A.R 3 took away the spark it had from the first two games? I do. Sad face. Interesting question, because I'm playing through F.E.A.R 1 and 2 right now. Those are two games that totally missed me when they came out initially. And I'm also playing F.E.A.R 3 at the same time, so I'm kind of playing through all the games, like chapter by chapter. It's kind of an interesting way of playing games. It's a little different. But I'm finding that I really like F.E.A.R 3. It feels like the Matrix game that never was, with kind of like a horror twist to it. It's not as scary as it should be, I know, because, like, something popped out at you, whatever. But, like, F.E.A.R 1, I'm playing through it, I'm like, meh, it's okay. It's a little janky. It's got some cool moments, some cool sound effects and all that. Okay, it's fine. F.E.A.R 2, I'm liking it a little bit more. It's, like, more action-focused, I understand, and once again, not as scary, but, I mean, graphically, looks better. And F.E.A.R 3, I feel like, just has a really cool aesthetic, but, I'm going to reserve judgment until I actually play all three of them, which will be funny because I'll probably finish them all like at the same day. JG Brian, can you post the video of you and John making the SWAT movie you showed at PAX East? I believe that's up on John's channel, youtube.com/jsaugus. Michael ID Wagner, which Red Faction game did you prefer, Guerrilla or Armageddon? Oh, I see what you're trying to say there. Okay, I didn't finish Guerrilla. Or, no, I did finish Guerrilla. I haven't finished Armageddon yet. I really like Guerrilla, but I always felt it was, like, just very lacking because it was just empty. I was really liking Armageddon the way it was going, but I don't know. They should probably just do a perfect mix of the two in the next game. I think that would probably be the ideal way for those guys to go. Big open world, but then have the missions be somewhat more streamlined and less in open world, so you have people to interact with, all that stuff. So I think they're just two different games, and take the good with the bad. Miles Markman wants to know, what good low-end mics do you recommend? I recommend the Blue Yeti. I got it for $100 on Amazon. That's typically $150 in a store, so it's a pretty good deal. Pretty solid mic. It's got a lot of options, and it's USB powered and controlled. I can record on my iPad with it if I wanted to. I can record on my PC. I could record on a Mac. It's very functional, and I like it. So I highly recommend checking that one out. Silly Gentleman, was there ever a time when you thought that you should give up on the games industry and try to find a normal job? Lucky Devil. There was a time where I wanted to go to film school and do that. I actually kind of gave up on games, and I was like, okay, can't really do that for a job. It's silly. But film school just seemed like a ripoff. They wanted like $100,000 for a year and like no guarantee of any kind of job in the industry. I was like, you know what? No. Fuck that. Epic Chuno, will Machinima Voicemail Theater ever return, or the Masters Challenge? I was actually just talking about that with somebody. Voicemail Theater would be an awesome return. I think that'd be great. Just got to find someone to make it. I think that'd be a cool community show for like a director to make. Masters Challenge, I think Matt's still kind of making those like on his own every once in a while, but I would love to see that return as well, but no official news, I'm sorry. I3 Bar, will you open up your own restaurant so Kale Anonymous can get naughty in the kitchen? I'd like to open my own restaurant, but I hate cooking food for other people. I like cooking for myself. And as far as naughty time with Kale in the kitchen, Mark wants to know, will there ever be a TF2 Meet the Pyro? There has got to be. They know they're on the last one. The question is, what's going to happen when they're done with those videos? I want there to be a miniseries or movie featuring the Team Fortress 2 characters and opening up kind of the universe and the plot, and because there's an actual backstory to the Team Fortress 2 characters, and the way Valve is very subtle with everything, I think they've created a very rabid fan base, and they would love to see a, video on demand, download, DVD, I don't care, just something where I can see these characters interacting with each other for, good 30 minutes to an hour. Tainted Catalyst, how did you and your fiance meet? Also, shout out to my YouTube page. Sure, Tainted Catalyst, youtube.com/Tainted Catalyst. How did we meet? We used to work together. She was actually my boss at a clothing store we worked at. We just became really close friends, and then stayed in touch when she was going to college, and then I was kind of doing my work thing, and just from there we just stayed in contact and saw each other a lot and just started dating and been together for about 5 years. It's been wonderful. Six Souls, which game do you think will have better mindless violence? Saints Row the Third or Postal 3? Different games, different kind of mindless fun. Never actually played Postal. I've seen enough videos, I know what it's all about. But I'm a Saints Row fan, man. I like the open world nature, I like the craziness. And Volition knows their audience. They know they just want to do stupid, retarded, fun things. So I'm going to go with that. Edzor, do you think the industry is in a creative drought at the moment? Short answer, yes. I do. I think just looking at E3 and seeing how every other year it's kind of repeating itself, it's kind of telling of just the lack of ideas and just the sheer amount of sequels. And it's a bitch, because I know these developers need to make money to stay afloat, and if they have a hit, they got to keep making hits, and the best way to do that is make sequels. So I just kind of hope a resurgence will happen and we'll start seeing, I don't know, some elongated development time and start to see some more original ideas. And also gamers, this is where gamers kind of piss me off. Everyone bitches about how you can't have original ideas and it's nothing but sequels. Then people get, everyone's so dismissive when they see a new title come out. Typically, not everyone. I know there's a lot of people who give the benefit of the doubt, but there's so many people who are like, I've never played anything from this franchise. I don't know anything about it. Fuck it. And it could end up being a really great game, but no one plays it because they didn't play the first one, because there is no first one. There is only a first one. So, it's such a double-edged sword. Sorry to rant. Cool Killer, will you guys do a live stream for Bungie Day on Reach? We should. That's a really good idea. Atomic Yeti, what game were you most disappointed by? Probably Duke Nukem Forever. That's kind of the safe answer, but just haven't had really a need to get through it. Oh, you know what? This is kind of this isn't, don't take this for me thinking that this game is bad or anything, but Outland kind of disappointed me because it sets it up so wonderfully in the demo. For those who don't know what that game is, look it up, Outland. But it starts off so beautiful and kind of opens up with all these ideas, but kind of towards the middle where I'm at, it just gets kind of repetitive, and the color scheming thing just starts not to make a lot of sense. So, but I want to finish that, and I want to get through it because I think it's a pretty amazing game and definitely needs some attention. Snoopy Pilot wants to know, what is your favorite game of all time, minus Super Mario 64? Smiley face. Also, Sammy P wanted to know this one as well. This is tough because it almost changes every year, because I realize going back and playing old games, they don't hold up so well. Case in point, Final Fantasy VII. I thought that was my favorite game of all time. Went back, replayed it. And not the greatest game ever. But the one I have played a lot, and I've played it in different generations, would probably be Zelda Ocarina of Time. That game, I think, just holds up very well, and I got to play it on the 3DS just because new graphics are always nice, so whoopie-damn-do. Stepleton6, who is your favorite host to work with at Machinima_com? Fave person to game with? To work with? Yeah, I mean, it's just everyone here. I work with a lot of cool people. I can't say anyone's better. My favorite person to game with, though? I have actually been playing a lot of PC games with DJ Matty D, who's also known as the Master. We've been having a lot of fun time. Kale's PC has been broken, but he's always fun because he always fucks up everyone's enjoyment, like when we play Borderlands. David O'Shea 1, I got a question. You should read it out, cause it's my first time ever asking. Do you think Fallout will be a every 2 years thing? Gotcha. Very excited about Skyrim coming out, and actually, I was talking to Kale about this. I'm really excited for Skyrim, but I'm even more excited about what the next Fallout is going to be like, looking at the Skyrim technology. So I hope it is, and probably 2 years from 2011, so 2013, maybe we'll get a new Fallout 4, perhaps, and that could be totally awesome. So I hope so. Short answer. Swashroomp is asking myself and Kutra, since you just about get to pick anyone to co-host IG Daily with you, get Cooters to co-host with you sometime. I would like to. I understand he's in LA for a little while, so I'm actually a huge fan of his. I would like him to come by the show and just talk about video games. Guy with Stitches says, why do you think game developers always screw over people with Macs, meaning that very few games for Mac? That's a DirectX versus OpenGL discussion. It's getting better with different things like that, but different things like Cider and software ports, but game developers are already kind of not totally abandoning the PC gaming front, but a lot of people, for the longest time, people don't really see a lot of money in Macs. It's changing, definitely, because the hardware is getting better, but the problem with Macs is, you can't update them, and, specific, certain models, you can't update the graphics card, or sometimes even the RAM or anything like that, or you can, but you got to rip the thing apart. You could probably make more money on an iPad than you would with a Mac. And I'm with you, dude. I'm a big Mac fan. I've been using them for years, and I would love to see more games on there. And, kudos to Valve for getting all their stuff on there. Thank God I can play Team Fortress at work and just waste time. Blastrix wants to know, favorite Rockstar game? Also, not related to gaming, but are you looking forward to the Dark Tower Films TV show? Rockstar game. Favorite Rockstar game? Vice City, definitely. A lot of great memories playing that game. And, right after that would probably be San Andreas. Those games were phenomenal. As far as the Dark Tower goes, yeah, that's very ambitious. For those who don't know, they're going to be spanning all 7 books across, a TV miniseries and I believe 4 movies. I may be wrong, but pretty ambitious, pretty crazy. I'm actually still reading the 4th book, Wizard and Glass. I got a little sidetracked on the graphic novels. But I'm getting towards the end of that. I already know how it ends because of the graphic novels, and it's very sad, but I love those book series, and I can't wait to see an adaptation of Stephen King's that's done right. If you've seen a lot of Stephen King stuff, it's usually not done the best. Probably my favorite stuff is like Shawshank Redemption, and The Mist was awesome. But I want to see something done just like, kind of like how they HBO tackled Game of Thrones. I thought they did a really excellent job of just almost taking it like line by line from that book and putting it on screen, and the response has been phenomenal. Why can't they do that with Dark Tower? I hope they do. Mr. J. Dyer, if you could meet any one person from history or currently alive, who would it be? Abraham Lincoln. Jung Weather, you're probably done already, but future plans for the Adam Kovic channel? I just want to keep uploading videos, ways for me to interact with you guys directly. Stuff that Machinima probably wouldn't upload on its own just because it's, not deemed professional enough or something. I don't know. But, I don't know. What do you guys want? Just let me know. I don't typically like to talk about my day or my mundane life because it's not that interesting. I don't know how people make a living doing that, but they do. So, kudos to them. But tell me what you guys want. I'll see what I can do because you're my fans and I love you. Kisses. Don't tell your parents. I'm David 10. TF2 has gone free to play. Yes, it has. We already talked about that. Zega Zega Zega. Who is your favorite commentator on YouTube? Oh, commentator. Favorite person who actually makes videos where they talk and you don't see their face? Total Biscuit. God, check that guy out. I just saw his pandering channel where he does some iJustine stuff. Hilarious. Please watch that stuff. Jason Schnivery. What do you think the main draw of Dead Island is for you? What is the main draw of Dead Island for me? It's the fact that you're not a superhuman killing all these zombies, the fact that you get tired, that you have a stamina bar, kind of the realistic edge to it, and the fact that it is open world and that you level up. I like that. I think those are great gameplay mechanics that actually make a game play differently for different people and elongate the franchise. So I'm just excited for the game all around. It's going to be cool. Optimus Rhyme 805. What is your favorite game type in Halo Reach and why? Typically straight up deathmatch because I'm really only good at killing stuff and not doing objectives. That's even if it's an objective game, I'll probably just run around killing people and I'll go like 30-5, which didn't really help the team, but I'm much better at just Slayer. That's just my way to go. Josh Nah, what do you think of TF2 going free to play? We already talked about that. Darth Salatus, another Halo question. With Halo Anniversary and a new Halo trilogy coming out, do you think narrative machinima will make any sort of comeback? I hope so. I like the Halo machinima. I mean, that's kind of how this company started, and the whole kind of machinima, I'm using air quotes, you can't say mainstream, started. But, yeah, if they put more kind of machinima tools, into those games like other developers have been doing, like what Naughty Dog did was fucking phenomenal. I want to see more stuff like that in the Halo franchise, definitely. And give us green screen. Somebody, give us green screen ability in Halo. We've been wanting that for years. McLovin02, what are your thoughts on Valve? Okay, more free-to-play questions. I'm just going to say this. McLovin, Captain Fluffy, you both want to know about TF2 going free-to-play. Just watch the earlier part of the video. Nuclear Plastic wants to know, if you're fine with sharing, what is the worst fanboy/girl you've met or heard from during your career? I'm just going to say the entire website of n4g.com just pisses me off. It's such a great idea, making a website that's nothing but aggregating news stories that people vote on and get the good stuff to the front page. And everything's PS3 related. I fucking hate that. There's other consoles, there's PCs, there's other stuff I want to know about, but I can't because everyone's submitting a goddamn news story about the PSN going down or a fucking sale for PS Plus or whatever. It's just aggravating and annoying, and I hate to see such a good idea just go to waste because of the user base being a bunch of obnoxious little fucking kids. That, and I'm not calling him out because I think he's a funny guy, but the Hip Hop Gamer is so incredibly biased towards Sony. It's kind of just funny. Dragon Union, are there any games you think should be delayed this fall to improve upon the game's dynamics and ensure a quality experience? I know we all want it to come out, but I want Skyrim to get delayed until 2012 just so I can have an entire year to play it, since there's going to be all this pressure for an award show, which is my least favorite part of the year, trying to say who's better than someone else. It's so unfair, and I hate having to be part of it. It's awesome. It's great. I love giving people awards. That's phenomenal, but God, delay Skyrim, please, just for my sake. Delay it a month. That's all you gotta do. Please. Okay, and the final question I'm taking for this week, Azim Durrani wants to know, if you had the option of having a replica of anything from your favorite video game mounted on your wall, what would it be? Mine would actually be the skull and crossbone from the legendary setting on Halo, where you can actually see the Elite with the two, machetes, and the skull with the bullet in its head. I would love that mounted on my wall in some point in the future. I think that'd be amazing. Make it happen, Bungie. Okay, and that's it. That's all your questions for this week. Thank you again for watching. I appreciate it. I really do. I could care less if you like or favorite this video. That means absolutely nothing to me. I'm just happy knowing that you guys watched something I created. That's always nice. Anyway, tune in next week. We're going to do more questions, more answers. Always doing that stuff. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.